and on difficult one to call, I think this.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Let's see if John Henderson can successfully take on the cube. Former Rennie Eidams, a man who's most famous for scaring MVG at the World Championship. Not the year just gone, but the one before that.
First leg, John to throw first.
And it seemed to come from nowhere.
Game on.
For Rennie Eidams, that performance. In the first round, he'd beaten, let me see if I can get this right, Thanawat Gawi Nuntawong of Thailand.
Or just Thanawat, as he was referred to, I think. But
yeah, I'm not going to say it again.
I admire your courage at giving it a go, Chris.
123.
Yeah, averaged less than 70 in that prelim match, but then trailed Michael van Gerwen 2-0 in sets. But he hit back and got it all the way to a tiebreak.
100.
Everyone remembers Rennie Eidams for that.
Played van Gerwen again in the German Masters last year. 6-3 the score in that one in a second round encounter. He played on 3 European Tour events in 2016, did Eidams. He never got beyond the second round in any of them. He lost to Adrian Lewis in the European match play in Hamburg and then suffered a 6-1 defeat by Steve West in Riesa last year as well. This is his first European Tour appearance this year.
97.
Whereas Henderson is making his third. Has qualified for 3 on the spin, lost to James Richardson in round 1 in Saarbrücken.
100.
Darrell Gurney did for him in Sindelfingen last weekend. Eidams, though, in pole position at the moment on this Henderson throw in the opening leg.
Yeah, Henderson, in his interviews after his matches, has been kind of bemoaning his recent form.
83.
Kind of one chink of light was that double qualification for this Gibraltar Darts Trophy and the European Darts Grand Prix last week. Eidams now wants double 10.
80. John, you require 117.
Stray first dart again from Henderson.
41. You require 20.
Not really putting a great deal of pressure on the Eidams attempt here at double 10 to break throw in the very first leg. Double 10 is still the target. That's further away.
No score. John, you require 76.
Very similar opening leg to the one we had in the first match of the evening session. Robert and Rob Cross taking forever to settle the opener in that one.
36.
In the end, it was a 22-dart break from 20. Rob Cross. Could be a similar outcome here. Double 5 then for Eidams.
10.
Well, the finishing,
John,
or the
40.
lack of finishing, I should say, in the first match of the evening session was the real talking point, and it could be again here. Henderson tops.
In short to the first leg.
23-dart holder throw.
Finishing in the first session for the whole field was little over 25%.
60.
I've seen players experience problems on the doubles today. Sure, that will be moving north tomorrow.
83.
The seeded players come in, the likes of Peter Wright, Mensah Suljovic, James Wade, Dave Chisnell.
Yeah, Peter Wright has arrived in Gibraltar this afternoon. We just saw him about an hour or so ago. Carrying an abundance of luggage with all the paraphernalia that goes with Peter Wright on the European Tour and wherever he goes.
81.
Easy to miss, though. It was a flat cap, wasn't it, rather than a multicoloured Mohican.
94.
Winner of this match to face Ian Weiss, one of the seeded players Chris was alluding to there. He is seeded at 11 this weekend.
100.
Yeah, of course, reached the semi-finals in Jena, knocking out Michael van Gerwen. Sorry, Saarbrücken that was.
Yep.
In Jena, he met MVG in the quarterfinals as well, but lost on that occasion.
34.
Won't be meeting him this weekend, that's for sure. He will be meeting Eidams or Henderson.
140. And you require 155.
Well, he might get a dart at double 19 if he pins a 57, which he doesn't.
99. John, you require 97. 73. Now you require 56.
If Eidams can finally bed a double.
Well, this time double 10 is not a problem. It was in the last leg of the first leg of the match.
Game on.
We do watch his darts enter the board and they look like they're clinging on for dear life. Rennie Eidams has really narrow
85.
points. Just watch this as they enter the board.
It's almost like they should be accompanied by a comedy sound effect as well.
Yeah. They look precarious,
96.
don't they?
Well, early days, but the averages are, as you'd expect, after a 23-dart hold
100.
in the first leg. Nothing to write home about so far. Both players in the mid-70s at this moment in time.
This will put that right.
140.
Almost a match from Eidams, but in the context of how this game has gone, 140 is massive.
135.
6 more matches to complete the first round of action.
88.
The next one will be Richie Eidams against Krzysztof Ratajski.
Perennial qualifier.
Yes.
Serial qualifier.
6 out of 6 for Ratajski. Got the likes of
60.
Steve Beaton, James Wilson, Ronnie Huybrechts, Christian Kist and Dimitri Vandenberg all coming up. Plus 3 more Gibraltarian home nation qualifiers.
Yep, 2 have so far played and 2 have both lost. Dyson Parodi.
21.
And also the newcomer, Justin Breton.
40. And you require 80.
Eidams now looking to break the Henderson throw. Another one of those. Oh my word. Missed the board completely.
40.
And almost
You require
found the
81.
treble with the third dart.
So, bullseye.
56.
Not far away, but far enough
And you require
to allow
40.
Idams to come back in here for tops for a 2-1 lead.
He's short in the third
And
leg.
he
Ready,
has turned things around in this
full flag
first round match.
Roy first.
Yeah,
Lost
it,
the opener, but
it is
see on
best
the
not to take that chance, but got there in the end.
I do recall last year, John Henderson here had a
58.
very edgy opening match against Wayne Jones in the first round. He was on the cusp of losing it. He survived 13 match darts, in fact, in an
81.
eventual 6-5 win against Wayne Jones, and then was on the receiving end of a 6-5 defeat by Robert Thornton in round 2, having led 4-0 in that one as well.
35.
So he's got form here as far as tight opening encounters are concerned. This one could well go the distance
85.
as well. Had a fairly smooth passage in qualifying, beating Mick McGowan and Robert Owen, both by 6 legs to 2.
57.
Yeah, 2 decent wins for Henderson, but he would expect to get through this match.
100.
Yeah, and as you say, the European Tour has come as a bit of a welcome relief for him,
100.
away from what he's been doing on the domestic front as well. Back-to-back qualifications. He failed to qualify for the last 4 events of last year and also the first 2 of this year, so it was a barren run for him. He had that one appearance at the European Darts Open as well, where he lost in the first round to Jan Decker. That was
58.
in between
135.
2 other no-shows in Austria and in Riesa. Best run last year was in the European match play in Hamburg, made the 3rd round, losing to Chizzy 6-4.
95.
But ticking over nicely in this leg, he's down to tops finish after 15 darts of this 4th leg.
100.
And this is a gilt-edged chance to break back it. And he's
Short
taken that
full
chance.
Flag, John Henderson.
2 apiece.
5th leg, John to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, Henderson's only reached one last 16 placing this year in anything. They played north of 20 tournaments now.
66.
When he's ranked number 34 in the world, So par for the course would be about
100.
Mostly making the last 32, sometimes not, perhaps. But you'd expect a player of Henderson's quality to have more than that. Just one last
61.
16 run in 2017. Did reach a semi-final on the towards the back end of last year. Of course, we've seen the damage he can do on the European Tour before as well. You mentioned at the start of this match that great run he had to the final.
Well, it was the players he beat as well. He beat Michael Smith.
81.
And Adrian Lewis as well en route. Michael Smith was seeded 2 that year as well. Lewis was seeded 6. And then gave Van Gerwen an almighty
96.
encounter in the final itself. He beat Brendan Dolan as well, who was seeded 7 that year. So there were some very, very notable scalps on the way.
62.
Henderson just losing his way in this particular leg, though.
What he has been for the last few years, John Henderson, he's always been around that 32nd spot in the order of merit. He's seen other players that were perhaps much higher
94.
completely plummet and even lose a tour card. Henderson's always stuck in there.
Yeah. Sticking in there as well on the 180 potentially, but as you say, in the context of the way this match has panned out so far, that's a big visit from John Henderson.
But you still feel that he's in control of the match.
84. John, you require
3
91.
darts in hand for 91. Choices to make. 66. So bullseye, and it's obscured, so he's stepped across a long way.
Ooh, well, I think it hit the green stuff, didn't it?
Yeah, it was very, very difficult.
You require 71.
To kind of bend it around that dart.
So tops here for Eidams. Just taking his time.
Yeah, if there was a seed of doubt as to which double he'd left, it was
worth
stopping and just making sure, and it proved to be the case, and it is another break of throw.
To throw first. Game on.
Yeah, 2 holes to start things off and 3 successive breaks. Eidams back in control at 3-2 and looking to kick off with a big score here.
129.
Maybe feared that was a little bit too precarious, that second dart, so move downstairs instead.
41.
And in that famous match at the World Championships against MVG, what Eidams did do is rallied little runs of legs where he just matched
44.
Michael Van Gerwen. If he can produce a run of 3 legs here, he will be into the next round. Take on Diamond White.
90.
Yeah, once he'd got back to 2 sets all in that match, he missed a dart, I think, at tops for a break of throw in the first leg of the 5th set. And that's just when the match began to turn back in favour of Van Gerwen.
100.
That's a lovely dart for Eidams.
125.
Almost defies the laws of physics that darts staying on the board there. They look like they're all just going to drop out at any given moment.
100. Runner, you require 111.
Henderson's left, a shot that
51.
we saw Rob Cross miss the bullseye on. Now, Cross didn't have to go for it at that time. Henderson does have to go for it, and he has got a shot. And he's pinned the ball. What darts from John Henderson.
John Henderson. 7 leg, John to throw first.
Brilliant stuff from the Highlander. 4th successive break in this match. We're level once again at 3 apiece. Now is that the one that turns the tide? A 170 checkout just to kickstart perhaps his campaign here.
39.
Just needed something just to get himself going again, and that could well be it. Yeah, Eidams has been jabbing away at John, but he's landed a huge
100.
uppercut to the chin.
We were just saying about the Rob Cross decision to go for the bullseye. We were saying, well, he's suffering so much with stuff on the outer ring, he might as well have gone for it anyway. So
45.
But yeah, when you have to take it and when you have to find the bullseye, with your opponent lurking.
140.
That's when it really is a pressure situation. All smiles in the Henderson camp at the moment.
Yeah, that was his wife, Veronica.
140. John, you require 127.
I think some members of the crowd thought that the players hit 180s then.
41.
But yeah, we said it. Could Eidams produce that kind of surge? Henderson seems to have done that. 170 finish and now got himself down to 86 after 12 darts.
99. John, you require 86.
Won't be going for the ball this time. I think it was caught in two minds.
Yeah, right down the middle, that wasn't it?
36.
Anyway, he's got room for manoeuvre here because Eidams is on 178 minus whatever he scores here.
92.
Well, he's so good on the ball, he might as well just walk 50. Up and plonk it straight in again.
In short, to the 7th flag.
Tops will do instead.
And it's
a rare hold of throw. First one we've had since the second leg of the match.
Yeah, went the conventional route. It has been done before. Phil Taylor once did it in a World Championship quarter-final. Kevin Painter, the last leg of the match, and had 50 left and just plonked it straight in the bullseye.
Yep. Henderson finding this treble 20 bed with increasing regularity now. Just looks to have stepped on the gas a little bit, and he's stepping on the throat of Rene Eidams as well here.
100.
Certainly is turning on the style, the Highlander. Looking for a high score again. But the dart's too high.
First 180 of the match for Henderson there. And the big scores are becoming prevalent now. And Eidams is just struggling to keep pace here.
42.
Especially with visits like that as well. So a chance again here for Henderson to break on the Eidams throw. It'll be down to a finish first. Can he leave himself an opportunity here? Yes, he can. Certainly can. 2 darts away from an 11-dart leg and a 5-3 lead, and Henderson would really fancy his chances of finishing the job there and then.
Yeah, wonderful stuff. That 170 just really galvanised him, didn't it? Really got him going.
Sort of suggested at the time that it could be a pivotal moment in the match, and it may well prove to be. Because since then, it's been all Henderson. Absolutely no doubt about it.
9 flag, John to throw first. Game on.
And the average is much healthier now for John Henderson, creeping towards the 90 barrier.
54.
And Eidams in danger of going below the 80 barrier here. Although this will do his average the world of good if he can find a 180.
180!
And Eidams finds his first maximum of the match. It might be too little too late, but if he can just string a few good visits together, the tide could turn yet again. That's found its way in. So too has that. 5 perfect darts.
140!
It was too much to ask for.
Well, Henderson also left 181 after 6 in the previous leg. But yeah, it's a
94.
Timely time to do this for Rene Eidams, because if he does win this leg, it's a break, and then he's throwing to force a decider. 5-3, 1 away from the finish line always looks like a comfortable lead. But it can be dangerous.
140, and you require 82.
It's only 1 when you get to 6.
Tops. Sorry.
Yeah, he pins double 10.
To the 9th flag, Rene Eidams. Well, flag Rene to throw first. Game on.
You'd just about rather be in Henderson's shoes here right now. Because he does have the advantage if it does go to a last leg of throwing first in it. But 60. Then again, as we've just seen, the breaks have been prevalent and prominent in this one. They've managed to break throw between them on 6 occasions already.
140.
Yeah, and it could be going that way again, because Eidams hasn't found a treble yet. Henderson found 2 in the first throw.
45.
Already snatched the darts from his German counterparts.
100.
Good tussle this now between these two heavyweights, Eidams and Henderson.
134.
Bit of steely focus here though from Henderson. Look at this.
135.
Shame about the last start, but still.
Not a disastrous miss. Left him a finish where he would only require one treble.
More points on the carpet for Rene Eidams there, though. That could have made the world of difference had that found its way in, especially into the treble 20 bet. Treble 19 for Bull, but he's missed that completely.
Checking what he's got left for George Noble.
48. And he requires 142.
Eidams now. Can he do to Henderson what Henderson did to him? It was a 170 for John. Not going to be a 142 for Rene. And now Henderson will return,
100.
needing 78 to seal a place in the second round.
78.
Yep, racing towards the finish line here, and bang on cue, he lands right down the middle once again, and he's got 58 remaining here. So, well,
21.
What a complete mess that was from John Henderson. Eidams just ushered in once more here. 2 bites at double 16 then for Rene Eidams.
Come on, he says to himself. Can he talk it in?
Yeah, he's just had to readjust here.
26.
But he's overcompensated and he's come way inside, and Henderson has been let off the hook here. 57 points away from a place in the second round and a meeting with Ian White tomorrow here in Gibraltar.
17.
But the agony and the wait goes on for the Highlander.
16.
Yeah, he seemingly had the match won. In the palm of his hand, John Henderson.
Again, it's pitched slightly awkwardly, hasn't it? And look at the time he's taking here just to wipe his brow and just recalibrate.
You feel like it's become so important for Rene Eidams. He's putting himself under unnecessary pressure.
Henderson then back in the money. And back in the hunt for that place in round 2, which he takes.
John Henderson.
A 20 darts breaker's throw. Breaks a throw, the key feature of that one. The 170 checkout was the highlight of the match as well. The champagne moment from John Henderson. That, looking back, was the turning point, although Rene Eidams still had his chances to make a fist of it in the end. He couldn't force a decider. Henderson goes through to the second round, where he will face Ian White here in Gibraltar tomorrow. On the way next, we've got Richie Eidams and the man who's made a real impression on the European Tour this year, the serial qualifier Christoph Ratajski.